Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajraj Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajraj Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajraj Ranjanaya Yashodanandana Brajraj Ranjanaya Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jai Prabhupada Nita Gora Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Gaur Hari Bol जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमद अभय चरणा रविंद्र भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की इस्कॉन बीबीटी फाउंडर आचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंडगिरी गोवर्धन की मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की मायापुर नवदीप धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगा माई की जमुना माई की तुलसी महारानी की कलयुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की समवेद भक्त वृंद की All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3rd, Chapter 7, verse number 38. Purusasya cha samsthanam swarupam va parasya cha jnanam cha naigamam yattat Guru Shishya Prayojanam. Purushasya cha samsthanam swarupam va parasya cha jnanam cha naigamam yaddat Guru Shishya Prayojanam. Purushasya cha samsthanam Swarupam va parasya cha jnanam cha naigamam yattad Guru Shishya Prayojanam. Purusasya cha samsthanam Swarupam parasya cha Jnanam cha naigamam yattat Guru Shishya Prayojanam. Jnanam cha naigamam yattat Guru Shishya Prayojanam. Purushasya cha samsthanam Swarupam va parasya cha Jnanam cha naigamam yattat Guru Shishya Prayojanam. Word to word meaning. Purushasya, of the living entities. Cha, also. Samsthanam, existence. Swarupam, identity. Va, either. Or. Parasya, of the supreme. Cha, also. Jnanam, knowledge. Cha, also. Naigamam, in the matter of the Upanishads. Yat, that. Tat, the same. Guru, spiritual master. Shishya, disciple. Prayojanam, necessity. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. What are the truths regarding the living entities and the Supreme Personality of Godhead? What are their identities? What are the specific values in the knowledge in the Vedas? And what are the necessities for the spiritual master and his disciples? Purport. The living entities are constitutionally servitors of the Lord. who can accept all kinds of service from everyone. It is clearly declared, Bhagavad Gita 5.29, that the Lord is the supreme enjoyer of the benefits of all sacrifices and penances, the proprietors of all that is manifested, and the friend of all living entities. That is his real identity. Therefore, when the living entity accepts this supreme proprietorship of the Lord and acts in that attitude, he resumes his real identity. In order to elevate the living entity to this standard of knowledge, there is the necessity of spiritual association. The bona fide spiritual master desires that his disciples know the process of rendering transcendental service to the Lord, and the disciples also know that they have to learn about the eternal relationship between God and the living entity from a self-realized soul. To disseminate transcendental knowledge, one must retire from mundane activities on the strength of enlightenment in knowledge in terms of Vedic wisdom. That is the sum and substance of all the questions in this verse. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakchurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna. We are into this. And thank you for giving me this chance to speak something about this verse where there is inquiries by Vidura. And so that I can purify myself and it can help you also. It might help you. So in this verse, inquiries is being put by Vidura to Maitreya Muni. And he's asking about actually if you see all the previous verses also, they are about inquiry. All the chapters is titled that further inquiries by Vidura. And particularly this verse is inquiring about what? All the things of what? So here it is said that living entity is constitutionally servitor of the Lord. So if we see in this verse, the element of question is what? So there are different elements of the question. If you put anywhere any question, that what are the different elements? Why, what, how, when? So all these things are there where. So in all this, the most primary thing is what? Anything starts from what? If what is not there, then how, when, everything has no meaning. Just take the example of a child who has just He is just started crawling and is in the house. So what is his observation? How he observes his surroundings? Everyone we try to know about. We have inquisitiveness. That's why we are living in tree, because this shows that we are having consciousness. We are conscious. Animals are also conscious, and that's why animals also inquire, but limited to their knowledge. A human being inquiries are more advanced and refined than animals. So child, when he starts walking, he grab the things and want to know what is this. And first, through his senses, he observes the object. His knowledge and acquiring senses, he observes the object. He goes near that object. He tries to see, and he want to just know what is in this. And in that process, he puts that object in his mouth, because his primary source of information till that time is his tongue. He's most aware of his tongue. Rest senses are not so developed at that time. So that's why it is called Annamaya Kosha. That is very much developed at that time. So he inquires everything through his tongue. That's why he puts that object in his mouth. And when the child sees that this is palatable, he tries to chew it, and non-palatable, he throws it and keep it aside. We also observe, like grown-up child, you can say, we observe and inquire the objects around us in the same way, limited to our knowledge acquiring senses. Different senses try to touch that object. If it is palatable, we take it. Even if you see the example of a mobile phone, it is palatable. It hooks to the eyes. It wants to satisfy the urge of eye, of seeing. That's why hands are moving. Hands are following the eyes. Hands try to satisfy the eye. That's why all the reels are being scrolled. Ears, the earphone is there in the ear, and it wants to hear all the different objects. And no, this reel is not satisfying. Scroll it, scroll it, scroll it. So one after another reel, and like that life passes. One life after another, this body, another body. So child, his primary knowledge acquiring senses is tongue. And immediately he sees any object, first questions in his mind arise, what is this? And to satisfy that urge, he grabs that object, put in his mouth. Then he comes to, oh, this is palatable. And further inquiries like other question, why? That doesn't come in the child's mind. At least not seen. If he's Prahlad Maharaj or like that, these things will also come. But most of us are not having that much developed consciousness at that time. So he acquires this knowledge through his senses. And if he's grown little more, then inquiries go beyond this stage. And then comes how I can use this. If it is not palatable, is it I can play with this? Then he plays. If it is not, he can't play, then he will keep it away and he will throw. And even if he's playing with that object, after same things will not give satisfaction. And then he breaks down that object. Toys is broken. Krishna also plays with different toys in whole day. Different asuras will come, he'll destroy them. So that new asura will arrive another day, and the new fun will begin. So all the living entities are doing their activities just to have fun. Fun means happiness. They want to be satisfied in their life, and we all are doing the same thing. We as grown-up has same techniques for queries of objects around us, from gross to subtle. Gross queries are for food, shelter, cloth. And this food, shelter and cloth, this comes from the basic necessities of the living entity. That is, eating, mating, sleeping and defending. To satisfy, to fulfill this comes food, shelter and cloth. And in that, this basic instincts to satisfy that we do all this, we go in food, shelter and cloth. And these are all gross inquiries for what is inquiry about food, shelter and cloth. And when this quotient is satisfied, then we go from body to mind. Until this time, till this stage, all the queries are related to body, to satisfy our body only, not for the higher purpose. That's why we see that what is the difference when we discuss in our Discover Yourself course that what is the difference between an animal and a human being? The difference is only when the person inquires that who am I, what is the purpose of my life. Otherwise, if you are not on that level, Mahabharata says that we are equal to a pasu. We are just like two-legged animals. We are nothing better. We may be sophisticated, but not better than animals because our queries are just related to eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. So we are not better than animals. But when we go to higher and the level of mind, when these necessities are somehow fulfilled or even not fulfilled, we are at that stage where we can analyze that there is something beyond this. These things are not satisfying me, so let me try something else. For an animal, this inquiry never comes. He is always surrounded or covered with the inquiries about his food, shelter, and clothing. Nothing beyond that. So when we feel that, oh, something is their mind, we have to satisfy, then we go in that quotient. Emotional fulfillment. We try to fulfill it through different relations in the society. And that is also very important. A child, when it is observed that when a child grows up with mother, and a child who is not having the association of his parents, mother and father both are having different psychology. One feels more secured in his life because he has got his emotional fulfillment in his childhood. He is more satisfied. And he can contribute in a better way. Not every person is like that, but it is observed like that whose emotional quotients are more fulfilled, they are more able to serve the society in a better way, and they are less disturbed compared to other. So this emotional fulfillment is required after our bodily fulfillment. And when this is fulfilled or even not fulfilled and the intelligence is higher, then person feels that there is something lacking in my life which I should be searching for. And in that process, one comes to the level of higher than mind, and that is soul. That who am I? What is the purpose of my life? Purpose of my life is not to do meditation or just to satisfy my emotional quotient or bodily fulfillment, because all these things are not leading me to a higher thing, because I am just getting my bodily need fulfilled, and then again it is arising. Again I am falling in different miseries of this material life. How I can come out of this cycle of birth and death? If one inquires for this, then one comes to the level of soul. That inquiry is the highest inquiry which Shastra explains, the scripture explains, all the scriptures explains that this inquiry is the highest, athato brahma jigyasa. And that inquiry puts a living entity on the platform of human being. Otherwise, the body may be of a human, but the activity is more or less same of the animals, because this life is not leading to the higher stage of life in the next birth. Even one is not completed his journey in this life, but if he has been into the right path, he will be elevated in higher birth in the next life, where he can further continue his journey of his spiritual journey. So need of the soul is there, and then and this is beyond mind, and need of soul, and then person thinks that is there something beyond mind, and what is that? Then this question comes, what? First thing here also comes, what? What is that? And Maitreya Muni's Vidurji is inquiring from Maitreya Muni that what are the truths regarding the living entities and the Supreme Personality of Godhead? What are their identities? What are the specific values in the knowledge in the Vedas? And what are the necessities for the spiritual master and his disciples? So, person has come to the level of soul. Then these inquiries are there. There he is inquiring. And first is what? When this what will get satisfied, then he will go to how, why, when, what is the process, and all different things. So first, here is also what. As we saw that how a child asks different things, and his first inquiry, and our, if we are surrounding any place we go and we are not able to understand what this situation is, what, then we say, what is this? What this object is? Our first question is not why, how. Our first question is, what is this object? I don't know. So what is this life? I don't know. Then first inquiry is what? Then comes other things, how, why, what I can do out of this. So what is the first important, first principle in question? If this is not clear, then other things are certainly not clear. Then person is just like a mad person who is banging his head with different walls after drinking, or a drunken person who is banging his walls and not knowing what to do with his own life. So we are also banging in the walls. These walls are not seen in this material world. We are banging through birth, age, old age, disease, death. We are banging and we are not coming to the right conclusion. We are not finding the door. The door is this human form of life where we can find a way, a path from where we can get out. But we are not. If we are oblivious to our surrounding, to the situation, we are not knowing that what are all these objects, then we will keep on banging our heads in this material world with different objects. And the process here is, first is, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? First is written, the living entities are constitutionally servitors of the Lord. So, two processes are there to inquire about the Lord. Aroha Panth and Avaroha. Aroha is ascending and Avaroha is descending. Aroha means I am inquiring about who am I, then I am going further beyond why I am suffering, then inquiring who is controlling all these things. Am I the Supreme Controller? Then I am reaching to the topmost level, who is the Supreme Controller? And the other process is, who is the Supreme Controller? Direct that message is given. And Veda also, these both are right. Depending on different situation, we both, even when we are devotee, we inquire sometimes questions like ascending order, sometimes answers comes directly from the descending order. So here it is given that the living entities are constitutionally servitors of the God who can accept all kinds of service from everyone. It is clearly declared, Bhagavad Gita 5.29. What is that? Bhoktaram Yagatapsam Sarvaloka Maheswaram. That the Lord is the supreme enjoyer of the benefits of all sacrifices and penances, and proprietor of all that is manifested, and the friend of all living entities. This is his real identity. So the first thing, from the topmost thing, we came to know who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So what is written? What are the truths regarding the living entities? That this truth is, I'm not giving the answer, just from where it is coming. It is starting from what is the Supreme Personality of God. If someone says, this is Supreme Personality of God, what is it? I don't know. Then the other things, he is the Supreme Enjoyer. But I feel that I am the Supreme Enjoyer. I want to enjoy everything, whatever I observe in my life. Whatever objects I come in contact with, I try to enjoy that object either through my eyes, through my ears, through my touch, through my different knowledge acquiring senses. And so different senses, I want to satisfy my senses. But here it is written, you are not the supreme enjoyer. Supreme enjoyer is something else. What? I never heard this. I am the supreme enjoyer. I want to serve. Whatever I survey, I want to control it. I want to supreme enjoyer. I want to be controller of this place. I want to control of this, my society, my country. I want to president, prime minister. This is the goal of the living entity who is not having familiar with the higher planetary system, what is described in the Vedas. So he will feel that I will become president of India, prime minister of India, or president of US, or post something like this, not like Swarg ka Indra mein ban jaun. For most of the people, this knowledge is not there. So, but what he wants, ultimately he wants to be an enjoyer, and he wants to be supreme enjoyer. But when he sees that scriptures are giving details of different enjoyer, a different enjoyer who is supreme, and you are not, what? I am not the supreme? Then he comes, how I am not supreme? Why I am not supreme? How he is supreme? Why I am not supreme? Then further different first struck the mind is, and our consciousness, our ego is, what you are saying? So every time that kind of question first hits our ego, our mind is what? So here is, what is he? What is that? What is that supreme truth? That is Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the supreme enjoyer. Here Bhagavad Gita is saying that he is the supreme enjoyer. Bhuktaram yaktapsam sarva lokam maheswaram. And sarva lokam maheswaram. He is Maha Iswara of not of this earthly planet or of where you are staying in your house, but of all the planets, of all the universes. He is the supreme, not any other devatas, as it is written in Bhagavatam. If you want to know about the knowledge about the supreme, then we should consult the scriptures. We should not concoct our own idea and make some devatas at the supreme whom I like. You may like, but he may not be supreme. He may favor you abundantly in your life, and he may even help you in advance in your devotional service. Because devatas, most of the devatas are bhaktas only, so they will help, but they are not the supreme. They are just servant of the God. If we see the scriptures, then you can find that, okay, what scriptures are saying. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, in first canto, it is written that Ese chamsa kala pumsa krishnastu bhagavan swayam. So all the other avatars which are described previously in that list, in that section of Bhagavatam, where Lord Nrsimha, Lord Varaha, Lord Matsya, all these are described. So after describing all these forms, it is written that all these forms are like different phases of the moons. But Krishna is Bhagavan Swam. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swam. Indrari Vyakulam Loke Mridayantim Yuge Yuge. And he comes in every millennium. Why? To defeat the enemy. Indrari Vyakulam Loke. When the whole world is disturbed by Indrari, Ari, the enemy of Indra. When the world is disturbed by the Ari of the enemies of Indra, then he comes to deliver the devotees and devour the miscreants. And in this process, miscreants are also delivered. So this is the process. And then person inquires, okay, I am not the supreme. Someone else is supreme. Then who am I? What am I? What is my position? What I can do? Then this process comes, and then all these inquiries are then put here, that who are you? You are not the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So process for both, the goal of both the process, ascending and descending knowledge is the same. To know oneself and get out from this cycle of birth and death. All the scriptures are giving this knowledge only, or whatever knowledge is there given in the scriptures, this leads to that. If the person is not on that level, okay, something different is given just so that he can uplift himself to second next level, where he will be again preparing to go further. It is not that if a person or a child has taken admission in a classroom, then the goal is to be in class 1. After finishing class 1, the goal is to go on next levels, second, third, like that. And some child, we find that they are more advanced, more intelligent. They will directly, from open school, they will give exam of 10th. Or some are endowed with some special qualities from their previous life, so that they are very fast in their learning. But the process is to go ultimately for the higher and higher and higher knowledge. And the scripture, the highest knowledge is given that when you come to the understanding that who are you? You are not this body. You are spirit soul. And what is the purpose of that soul? What is the purpose of this life in which this soul is entrapped in this body? So purpose is to come out from this cycle of birth and death. Otherwise, whatever we are doing in this life will end at one day. So person immediately, when you ask, like yesterday, Srikant Krishna Prabhu was explaining that someone was selling LIC policy, and he was saying, you will get this much benefit after this much year, and in case you die, you will get this much benefit. Why? Why are you talking about death? Are you saying I will die? No, I'm not saying. You are now moderating. So people don't want to hear about death. They want to continue their life. And especially when we are young, even though we are having this knowledge, but this very hardly hit this theory in our mind. But as the age advance, it hits us. It has started hitting slowly, but more strongly, more harder. When we are in 30s, when we join the ashram, health ki chinta kaun karta hai? Everything is fine. Eat as much as you want, and everything is fine. You can sleep nicely, but as the age grows, you see the difference. You eat slightly here and there, you will feel that this makes a difference. I eat late in the night, then morning, if you get up, then chanting, you are so much disturbed. Why? That food has not digested and your sleep is not proper. You are feeling all the more drowsy in your chanting, and your chanting is suffering in the next morning. You are not able to meditate properly because last night you ate late. But in the young age, you fought everything and you went, it was not making so much difference. But as the age advances, our body dwindles, we feel that, oh, I'm aging. I'm approaching that phase. But whatever I am speaking is still my age only knowledge. When I will reach something 50, 60, then that experience will be all the more of near to the death. And as person advances, he feels that I have not done properly or done sufficiently in my life, the activity. Even if materialist people are there, they feel that in their material life, they have left many things. They have not enjoyed properly. This life is not sufficient. And when the person is spiritually advanced, he feels that, oh, I have not performed sufficient spiritual activity. I could have done more if I could have got more time. So he also laments, and materialist person also laments. But the difference is that one lamentation is leading one to the higher purpose, and other lamentation about only this material life is leading to again the same body, same material life, when he will take birth and again lead the same life if he has not downgraded himself. So time and again taking birth and dying. So all these things are happening in the person's life. So if the person is advanced, he will inquire about the supreme truth. By knowing that, he can come out of this cycle of birth and death. Otherwise, there is no chance he can get benefit. So any person who wants to advance, he should take shelter. So all this in this verse describe about what? So therefore, when the living entity accepts this supreme proprietor of the Lord and acts in that attitude, he resumes his real identity. So he was earlier fighting that, who am I? I am the supreme enjoyer. But when he comes to know that I am not the supreme enjoyer, then what is my real identity? And the scripture tells, you should situate yourself in the position for what you are designed to be. If you are not situated in your proper position, you will not be able to properly serve. Your body is meant to do certain activity. Like we see that we are not capable of eating anything and any amount of time. You may like sweet very much, but how much can you eat? You can eat 2, 3, 4 gulab jamun or rasgulla, but after that, no Prabhuji, it's over. I'm satisfied. You are not satisfied. Now, if someone feeds more, you will be dissatisfied. And it will give you trouble. So if one knows that this is not what is my real identity. When one comes to his real identity, he knows that now, if I want to satisfy myself, then I should serve in that particular way for which I am meant to be. So if I want to properly perform in this body, I should regulate my eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. All these activities are given which you can satisfy your body, but in a regulated way. When we go rampant in satisfying our senses, ultimately we suffer. Take example of any senses. Eating makes you suffer, mating will make you suffer, sleeping will make you suffer, and defending also. You will always be engaged in all these activities. And ultimately, we will lose our life, the chance to revive the supreme consciousness which is inside us, and to engage ourselves in the connection with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that is Super Soul. So therefore, when he comes to the real identity, he will satisfy himself. In order to elevate the living entity to this standard of knowledge, there is the necessity of spiritual association. How he will get this association? Only when he is in spiritual association. Otherwise, this is not possible. Alone, if we think, sit somewhere and start thinking, we will not be able to come to the right conclusion. We will seek help of the objects which are nearby. So most nearby objects is not Paramatma. For us, our mobile is there. And that will make your life ultimately miserable. You will start, even if you start searching about the meditation, super soul, but after 1, 3 your searches, YouTube will give you something else. Because it knows this living entities, I know better than anyone else. I have all my AI disposed in my favor so that I can allure this soul. I am the agent of illusory energy. And the only one person who is very much self-controlled in his training, he can only utilize this material energy properly. Otherwise, different person on the different levels, based on their training of their mind, they utilizes it. Otherwise, most of us time and again slips. And what is most devastating is we lose our time. Even we have not gone into gross something here and there, but we ultimately lose our time to focus ourselves in more constructive way. So there is necessity of a spiritual association. In association, we get a strength. When we see that others are doing the same activity, we get more strength. When we come in temple in the morning and sit together for chant, that aura and energy is different, all the way completely different. You go in a jungle and sit, that is also a silent place, but you will not be so much satisfied. Devotee, when they come here in temple and they sit and chant, they will say there is different energy. We may not feel because we are living in the same place every day. Every day we are enjoying, we are in the association of devotees, but ask them who are not having this association. Yesterday I was talking with one devotee. He said, Prabhuji, whenever we just come to temple and enter into the campus, we feel that we are in completely different place. We are surcharged with energy. I said, really? I am not able to feel this. So sometimes this happens. The person who is very near, sometimes he misses the chance, misses the bus. So let us not miss, because we are in such a nectarian place where we can completely utilize this association. So this spiritual association is very necessary. One wants to build his muscle, he goes to gym. Why to the gym? Because there other person are also doing exercises. There they are building muscles. He sees, oh, he is building this muscle, I can also build. So similarly, other person, when they comes in association with devotee in a temple, they say, oh, this devotee is chanting so nicely. Why I am not focused? Oh, he is so focused, he tried to chant. Even if I see that his mind is going somewhere, sometime here and there, he tried to fix it, try to again bring it back. If he is feeling sleepy, drowsy, he gets up and chants. So all these things gives us inspiration. Like a person going to gym, he gets inspiration from others. So like that, there are different associations in this material world. Chamber of Commerce, even the goldsmith, they are having their association. The medicine farmers, they are having their association. Doctors are having, even different doctors, orthopedics, they are having their different association. Why? In that associations, they want to enhance their knowledge. They want to enhance their capacity and abilities to perform that same activities. So if we want to enhance our capacity, if we want to perform better, we should better be in association of devotee. You may chant sometimes separately in some corner, but we should hanker, because in this association we'll come to that knowledge that, okay, I'm not sufficient alone. I have to take shelter of this process, take shelter of the devotees who can guide us in many situations. And the bona fide spiritual master desires that his disciples know the process, rendering transcendental service to the Lord. And when we come to this process, then devotees are around us who are always guiding us. And the ultimate person who is leading us is our spiritual master. And all others who are guiding us, they are representative of that Guru Tattva. They are helping us to go further in this direction, to row our boat in this material darkness this material darkness, and we can go to the light. And thus, spiritual master is helping, and he desires that his disciples know the process of rendering transcendental service of the Lord, and the disciple also know that they have to learn the eternal relationship between God and the living entity from a self-realized souls. He should not go here and there and just keep inquiring. Those persons who are not knowing, he should not go and ask some beggar, do you know who Supreme Personality of Godhead? I want to know. So if you are inquiring, if you want to purchase gold, you should know where the gold is sold. If you don't know about gold, Prabhupada said that people just want cheap things. They want artificial gold. That's why so many persons are there. And they feel that, oh, this process is so difficult. This is so costly. Real gold is costly. If you want to purchase gold, you have to spend something. Even in spiritual life, so if you are not having money, money is not a thing here. You have to spend. You have to put your energy, put your brain that what I am getting is right. Don't just accept any garbage as a spiritual or any Baba that he is giving the perfect gyan and I will be delivered. Check it. Is that helping? Is that matching with scriptures? Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, these things are there to always check and balance. What knowledge I am getting from this person, is that matching with the scriptures? If not matching, he has something concocted, his own idea, then certainly that will not help. Check that. Does that knowledge has helped that person? Mostly, whatever they are saying, they have not got help in their own life, but they are misguiding others. I am talking about those who are not genuine. And those who are genuine, even if they are not perfected their life, you will feel that after applying that knowledge, what they are saying in their life, they have also advanced. So we may not find all the perfect person in our life, but is that person sincerely trying to follow that 100%? If that person is trying to follow that spiritual knowledge, wisdom, 100% in his life, and he is giving this knowledge to others, so we should stick to that principle. Sometimes we find here and there, but if the knowledge is perfect, that application, what is given in the scriptures, it is matching, then we should also follow. Because if we apply this knowledge, then we will also come to know that, okay, what has been said is right. I am also getting the benefit. I am also getting satisfied in my life. See the difference when you started chanting. I am talking about those who are chanting in their life. So see the difference. And those who are not chanting, try to take this process of chanting. Try to chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra 108 times, one mala. Try to start with 1 or 2 mala and see the difference in your life after 1 month. How much it is getting benefit, how much you are now focused. So this spiritual thing, although it is situated, it is on the level of the soul, but it helps you on the level of your mind, then on your level of body. It will regulate your mind, then your body. You will be more sync with your body. And you are more sync with your body, then you will be able to more utilize your time properly. You will not disturbed by different urges of the body, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. And then you will be utilizing your time even in your material life properly. So this process, although this is meant for material benefit, this Hare Krishna mantra is not meant for your material benefit, but we see that this will help in your that activity also to some degree. In scriptures, if you do, at the time we see that so many places, yagya and everything is there for material benefit, apparently for material benefit, and asking different things from different demigods, but the end, you will see that the Purohit is also chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, maybe in a reverse way, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. But the same mantra is there. So this mantra can give you anything. But why to limit ourselves with just some tiny things of this material? Why not to take benefit, the highest thing? If Rasgulla can be purchased from 1 lakh rupees also. If you are having 1 lakh rupees in your pocket and you go to the sweet shop and if you want to purchase Rasgulla, he will give you 2-3 Rasgulla and you ask how much? He said 1 lakh and you pay and go. So your 1 lakh rupees was able to fetch you few Rasgullas, but it was meant for something much more. But that person has made you fool out of it and took all your money. So similarly, we are having that 1 lakh rupees as this human form of life. And we can utilize this for a much higher purpose. But often the material illusory energy snatches away our this property from us. And that bargain is so cheap. For she took away our whole life, what was meant for spiritual advancement ultimately. And that illusory energy robs you from this wealth and puts again us in the same cycle of birth and death, birth and death. And there is no escape. Only escape when you come to this stage of human form of life where you can inquire that who am I, what is the purpose of my life, why I am suffering. This question a dog cannot ask. He may ask, where is my food? But why my food is not there today? Why my master didn't give me these things? Why I am getting disturbed by hunger? These things a dog will never ask. He will only satisfy his eating, mating, sleeping, and defending process. These four things. And when we also limit ourselves to these basic activities, we are not better than animals. We may be sophisticated. We may be eating in 5-star hotel. Fine dine we may be doing, but that is not a difference as if we consider the basic activities. The difference is only when we uplift our consciousness to that level where we can inquire, Athato Brahma Jigyasa, who am I? What is the purpose of my life? Then we place ourselves at that level from where we can go to that place that after going there is no return, no U-turn is there. Yad gatva na nivartante tad dhamam paramam mama. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, after going there, the spiritual abode, there is no U-turn. But if we have not gone back to Godhead, to the spiritual world, then we have to keep again transmigrating from one womb to another, to different species of life, and we will keep suffering. It is not that after that, in general term, it is that वो चले गए, कहाँ चले गए? भगवान के पास चले गए. भगवान के पास ultimate है, ultimate. That after going there you don't come back. But when we see that हमारे दादाजी वापस आए हैं, कोई ऐसे बोलते हैं, तो मतलब आपने बोला था भगवान के पास चले गए. That means that was wrong, because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, यद गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद धामम परमम मम. तो आपके दादाजी भगवान के पास नहीं गए थे, आपके दादाजी परदादाजी नहीं गए थे, या forefathers, foremothers, whoever. So they have not gone to spiritual abode. They are transmigrating in this material world. Just by death, anyone is not transmigrated there. If you have done your activity like that, then only you will go there. And for that, whole process is there. And to know that process, come again at the same place, same time here. Hare Krishna, Nityam Bhagavata Seva. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
ब्रह्मदेवाय नमः। तुम निसंदेही महाबलशाली हो। मेरे भाई का हत्यारा आज भी जीवित है।
यदि विष्णु से लड़ना है, ब्रह्मदेव की उपासना करो।
ब्रह्मदेवाय नमः।
हिरण्यकश्यप, मांगो, क्या वर मांगना चाहते हो?
सब कुछ। हे ब्रह्मदेव, मुझे वरदान दीजिए कि आपकी रचना से जन्मे इस सृष्टि के किसी भी जीव से मेरा वध ना हो। न मैं दिन में मरूं और न रात में। मेरी मृत्यु न घर के भीतर हो और न घर के बाहर। न अस्त्र से, न शस्त्र से, न सजीव से, न निर्जीव से।
अंधकार जब हद से बढ़ जाता है, वहाँ प्रकाश का पुनर्जन्म होता है।
प्रहलाद, माँ, मैं तब तक भगवान विष्णु का गुणगान करता रहूंगा जब तक सारे भक्त मुक्त न हो जाएं। एक नाम से सबकी मुक्ति है।
पुत्र, विष्णु का परित्याग कर।
मैं भगवान विष्णु को अपना शत्रु कदापि नहीं मानता।
भगवान को छोड़ दो।
मैं प्रहलाद को मृत्यु दंड देता हूँ।
हम असुर हैं, असुर। ये सब
तुच्छ खेल हमारे गुरुकुल में शोभा नहीं देता है।
वे जैसा चाहे वैसा मेरे साथ कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि वे हर परिस्थिति में मेरे स्वामी हैं।
तो बुलाओ उसे, आज ये निर्णय हो जाए कि हम दोनों के बीच गीदड़ कौन है और सिंह कौन है।